Hi guys, welcome to James on Guitar. Thank you for coming to watch. And today is another back to basics video, which is a little series I've done where I basically just take a guitar, an amp, a couple of pedals, and spend a day chilling out with it, playing around, and then just sort of giving my thoughts about this little rig, about what it means to just slow down and enjoy it, and sort of take you just through the few tones that I've got here. And you know, this week for me has been a really busy week. You know, the year's kicking off and things are happening, but on top of that, we've got this endless unknown about where things are going and what we're all going to be able to do. And you know, we can't meet up with people and all these things, and it sort of goes through your mind, and you know, emotions kick in, and you can get a little bit burnt out, even sort of worrying about things and things like that. And when that happens, I struggle to make the more complicated videos. The videos I was going to make this week, over the next week, are a comparison between my classic Reverb Signature and my Tone King Sky King. They're both boutique black face amps. And I am going to be making that video maybe next week. And then the other video I'm doing is a review of the Victory V4 Sheriff preamp, which is a really cool, quite complicated setup pedal that can go in your effects loop. Now, I'm telling you this now because I wanted you to see that those are quite complex videos. I'll be using a few cameras, changing positions a lot, trying to come up with demos to play for different parts of the video. And those things take a lot of energy, a lot of time, and sometimes they get on top of you, and even just thinking about it can sort of send you into a little bit of a cold sweat. And when that happens, you just want to get back to what's important, which, you know, for us guys and gals who love playing the guitar, it's just sitting there with a guitar, chilling out. And today, this is what I fancied. This guitar here, which is my 70th anniversary broadcaster that I just got. It's the Custom Shop Journeyman sort of relic. So it's not too heavily relicked. It's just the most comfortable guitar. I know that sounds funny, it doesn't have any comfort cuts or anything, but it feels played in, and it sort of got me thinking about the whole relic argument, because I'm having a Strat built by John Case, who I've got another guitar that's sort of semi-relict, and he was asking me yesterday what I wanted the finish to be like. It's going to be a 3-tone sunburst, sort of early 60s type sunburst, or 3-tone burst I should say, with the black, the red, and the sort of burst in the middle. And he wanted to know how much relicing I wanted. And I do quite like sometimes the thought of having those really heavily relicked ones with bits missing here and scratches and things. But I just said to him, can I have Journeyman type, you know, if you're looking at Fender stuff. But that I wanted him to add his own flavour to it, you know, whatever he thinks is best for it. And this guitar is for me that ultimate level of relicing. Sorry, I didn't expect this video to go down the route of talking about relicing, but actually playing this guitar all day just made me think, I like relicing, you know, and I think there's a place for it. We can't all wait 40 years to relic our guitars naturally, and it's just a bit of fun. This guitar is quickly becoming my number one, and I'm sad to say that, with my beautiful black 33355 behind me, sorry. You know, I love that guitar, but it's not always comfortable to sit with all day long. It's a big guitar, and I really enjoy just this lightweight, small guitar, but I really think it's the most versatile guitar that I've got. I haven't really got anything high gain to show you today, so let's get over to the amp, and then I can take you through some tones. This is my Suhr Hombre, which is Brown Face era Fender sort of recreation by Suhr. Brown Face was around in that early 60s period, I think 61 through 63, that sort of time. This would be the deluxe size amp, so I think this is 18 watts, and Fender Deluxe amps are normally 22, 23. But this has a lot of punch. If you want to know more about it, I did a sort of review. It's a very loud little amp. So I haven't often played it, because I had it in my head that you had to play it overdriven with a lot of compression, because it's got connotations of Billy Gibbons and ZZ Top, so it's got that, you know, Les Paul creamy overdrive sound that you think of in your head. But today I decided to only play it pretty clean, and I sort of came up with this great thing is you can do that with your fingers completely clean. Get the pick. And so this amp today, this amp and this guitar today have absolutely brought me to life after a week where I've sort of been worrying about how YouTube traffic is much lower in January, and other business things that I do, and you know, just sort of what this year is going to hold. If you haven't seen this guitar before, and I know quite a lot of you will have done, it's not like a Telecaster. I know it looks exactly like a Telecaster, but the controls are different. So I play it in this middle position a lot, which is just the neck position of a normal guitar. But in this case, the control here doesn't do anything. So if I was to play the same thing, let's just say I'm still in this middle position. If I went to what looks like the neck position, hopefully you can hear that a bit of the tone has rolled off. You know, if I'm back in the middle position, there's an extra brightness just because the middle position mimics a normal neck position, but with the tone control fully wound on, you know, at its brightest. So I don't often use this first position. It's quite dark. And it just doesn't have the extra zing. And at the same time, I use the bridge control quite a lot, which I don't on most guitars, but this bridge pickup is so great. But that would be a bit too bright for this sort of mellow tune. But this isn't a tone control, it's what should we call it? My brain's gone. Basically, it's combining both pickups as you roll it back. So if I go all the way back, we're basically only using the neck. That's my technique that I've been practicing the last hour or so. I'd never done it before, where I've sort of gone up and then use this finger. And I've seen loads of people, you know, better guitarists than me, doing this, where they use their finger to tap on a note. And I always wondered why they do it. Is it showing off? But then I got to this part of this piece that I've just been coming up with today, and how would I otherwise play this note? I guess. Actually, it is. It is just this D, so I could have done. Yeah, I could have done that. But actually there's more risk of muting a note and just breaking it up, so. Put the tremolo on. Something so magical about tremolo, isn't there? I go on and on about tremolo because I love it so much. It fills up the room. Now, bear in mind, I'm using a reverb an outboard reverb because this amp doesn't have reverb. So let's put it back to dry. And I'm also just turned off the sort of transparent drive pedal I'm using, which is the DoD Looking Glass pedal. So now this is dry, but with tremolo, well, dry of reverb, but with tremolo. It's all right, you know, but you feel your mistakes a little bit more. So if I go back to having the bit of spring reverb from the Strymon Volante, and then because there's no compression coming from the amp, and I've got it on the bright channel, so it's quite bright, there's no compression. I just wanted this little pedal. And I didn't want it to sound really overdriven. I mean, I could have done this. Actually, I've got the gain on quite high, I've got the level down low. Either way, I wanted it to sound really natural, and this pedal just doesn't do a lot of gain when it's got a low gain. It's got a low gain toggle switch, which I've got to low rather than high, and it just gives that little roll off. So this is without that pedal. Back on. There's just a little bit of, you know, softer edges, and it just makes you more comfortable to hit those double stop. So yeah, I mean, ultimately that's it. This is what I've been enjoying today, and I think it's nice to share sort of these more vulnerable moments with people. You know, when you're not feeling absolutely on form, you're not feeling like you're gonna hit it out of the park, and you just want to sit there, you know, just doing this and relaxing, rather than going through dials and tech. I was watching a set of Keith Richards little snippets on the internet, obviously on the internet, everything we do is on the internet. On YouTube, I was watching Keith Richards being interviewed, and every time he got to the point where he was going to talk about something to do with, like, you know, whatever gear he used or what pickups he might use or whatever, he would suddenly go, oh, we're getting a bit techie there, you know, and he didn't want to go there. And I can sort of see, you know, for someone like him, it's going to ruin the allure a little bit if he starts suddenly saying, well, I have the amp on number 7 and I use this pickup. You know, Keith Richards is not going to do that. And he said, you know, his roadie basically knows more, or his guitar tech, sorry, knows more about all of that stuff than he does, of course. Now, I couldn't have a YouTube channel just, you know, being drunk and talking in a sort of wise epithets like Keith Richards does, but he's just a genius, isn't he? So, but, you know, I get the point, which is sometimes you have to put the tech to one side, and just have relatively basic stuff going on, and I really enjoy that from time to time, and it just sort of gives me my energy back for the next few weeks. So, you know, going back to basics is really important, and if you're feeling a little bit tired or like you need a break from plugging cables in and out and organizing yourself, turn all that off, get your favorite pedal or two, get your little amp, little combo, something like that, and just plug it in and come up with your own sort of music. You know, I don't know if anyone will like this. There's something for me, there's just really ambient and pleasing about that sort of. Yeah, I think I'll leave it there. The last thing I wanted to say is, does anyone watch Emerald City Guitars channel? I watch that. Most days they do a pick of the day. It's obviously a really cool shop that's selling like all vintage guitars and everything. And they have some pretty good players that come on at the end. And I often try and watch the players and see if I can pick up any snippets. Normally they're too advanced for me and I can't even get anything out of it, but just a little bit of a vibe. It's really nice to sort of just see something every day that's being played in a style you like. So if you like vintage guitars, vintage amps, and that sort of chord and lead melody stuff that, you know, chord tones and all those things. Those guys are really good at that sort of playing. Yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this little video on your Sunday afternoon, and I'll be back with some more reviews and demos and gear stuff on Thursday, which will either be my classic reverb versus Tone King Sky King or my V4 Sheriff video. So yeah, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. I'll see you next time. Cheers.